is our marinated tender production.
Like other meat companies, Cargill has had a history of foodborne outbreaks, but nothing like the crisis it faced in 2011.
This meat packaging plant in Springdale, Arkansas, could be responsible for a nationwide outbreak of Salmonella that's killed one person and sickened 77 others.
Cargill Foods has launched one of the largest meat recalls in U.S. history. It covers 36 million pounds of ground turkey.
The decision to recall the ground turkey was recommended by Cargill Vice President Mike Robach.
Is it painful for a company to do that?
It's very painful for a company to do that. It's not a decision taken lightly. It was clear to us that there was an association with a number of those illnesses with our product.
Cargill had known for months that it was having problems with Salmonella.
When we saw increases in levels of Salmonella in our product, we kind of looked at it and said, oh, you know, that's kind of a seasonal thing, and it came up and it went down, and I think at the end of the day, we weren't taking appropriate action.
The failure to act allowed millions of pounds of ground turkey to leave the Springdale plant, and much of it was known to carry high levels of Salmonella. As a result, 136 people were sickened, and one died. And it all happened under the watch of USDA's inspection arm, the Food Safety and Inspection Service, FSIS, which has inspectors in every slaughterhouse in the country.
Has the inspection process kept pace with the times?
No, it hasn't. I mean, you know, we have inspectors that are doing the same thing they've been doing for years and years and years before Jack in the Box, looking for abscesses,
bruises or bones.
Bruises, bones, some quality issues.
Something you can see.
So something that you can see. So it's kind of like they sniff, they smell, and they look. That is not the modern way for us to be applying what we know from a scientific standpoint to providing good oversight.
Most inspectors aren't looking for bacterial threats like Salmonella. That's because USDA's inspection practices were set by law over 100 years ago.
You go back to the days of the jungle and Upton Sinclair and Teddy Roosevelt creating USDA's oversight responsibility for meat and poultry inspection. The focus was then really getting diseased animals out of slaughterhouses. We don't have that problem today. We didn't have that problem when this occurred.
We'll walk all the way down to the end where you'll actually see product entering the chiller.
Companies like Cargill do take steps to reduce Salmonella during processing.
These cold water baths also contain our intervention, a dilute solution of paracetic acid, the same acetic acid that you would find in vinegar.
After the baths, FSIS inspectors occasionally test for Salmonella. They have limits, or standards, on the number of birds that can be found with it. But some Salmonella still gets into the marketplace.
When I first started in the poultry industry, sometimes 70% of the carcasses would be positive for Salmonella. We've driven that number down to where now we're less than 10%. So you look at a huge decrease in the prevalence of Salmonella in poultry without a corresponding decrease in human salmonellosis.
Salmonella levels are going down. Human illness is not. It doesn't take a genius to understand that if this is going down and this is not, this must be the wrong standard.
The problem with the standards is that USDA's testing is sporadic and unreliable. Inspectors test less than one bird a day, even in plants that process hundreds of thousands daily. What's more, the testing doesn't measure the amount of Salmonella found or differentiate between innocuous and dangerous types, like Heidelberg.
A company can meet the Salmonella performance standards, and their product can still be responsible for causing an outbreak of foodborne illness